Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here with another look at a Bruce Copen potentizer, with a huge amount of dials. We're talking about 20 dials here, I believe 12 and 6, 18, 20 dials. And these are very complicated machines. I'm not entirely sure what Copen did. I mean, he went from what are very simple little machines to very complicated machines. And here we will actually, here it is, manufactured there. And of course, this company, or Bruce Copen himself, has passed away about 20 years ago. They're making now digital models, and there are several people using his name. Now, we'll give you a little quick preview here. In general, to go into large discussions on these things, how they work and so forth. This is for All Access and Patreon members, because it's very complicated. I'm not sure anybody really cares. Well, I'm going to give you a quick preview of what's underneath here to show you how things have gone from the simplistic to the absurd. So here we go with an this shows you the actual inner guts of this. And you can see how things are quite extensively wired. Here's some capacitors. Here's your cups, which for some reason, I don't know why, they made them plastic. They're using coils. You wonder why that's the case. But this is basically for making homeopathics and transferring information. Now you could also use this in a more traditional radionic. Here's the inside circuit board, and you can see how complicated all this is down there. And here's some more parts. So you can see how Copen, who's known for its very simple units and so many others, they've really went crazy with all this wiring. Now, the problem is that, does this mean anything? I mean, it's just as bad as having so little to have so many. And it is not an electrical process per se when we're talking about moving subtle energies. It's an energetic movement. Do you need all this? Does this do more? Well, you certainly need to have amplifiers, and I'm not sure what kind of amplification is in here. As I said, we'd have to go through it. There certainly are capacitors. I'm not sure what this particular part is. Looks like a voltage regulator. Do we need all these kind of things? Well, this looks impressive to people who are trying to say, well, what is this all about? And does this make electrical sense? And in general, from a quick scanning here, it does. But does it make sense in subtle energies? Well, as I said, we go from the absurd, simplistic units to very complicated ones. So more discussions on this will be made in the future for Patreon and All Access members, particularly in our Institute of Technology, where we talk about subtle energies. We talk about how they work, what these machines are about, and talk about occult engineering for those people who are interested in getting involved. Now, when you have this many dials, it's very difficult to tune them in and get them right, etc. So if you're working out of a, quote, rate book, which gives you what to put in the dials, then there is no problem using it. But the average person could never use this instrument well, and it would take too much time. But if you're tuning it in, and what happens with the tuning? Well, what does tuning do for you? If you have a rate book with 200 different remedies in there, it means you can have 200 different remedies. You just have to dial the dials in. And of course, some of these dials are the actual radionic frequencies you're putting in there. These are power dials. Two different types of power dials. And this may be tuning in as well. I'm not entirely sure. As I said, the actual use of these things, going into in-depth discussions, are for very selected people who are interested in this, which ain't many. So I hope you enjoyed this. Another beautiful Copen analog type unit. Much more to come. Make sure you support us. go to the link on Patreon, go to the All Access membership. These cost a few dollars a month and will keep this kind of research alive.